Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome to Leisure Gaming. Today I'm bringing you a deck profile which I've been having a lot of fun with on the ladder and against some friends. Today we're talking about the Exosisters. To kick off the deck profile, we're starting off with the usual hand traps. We have 3 Maxis and 3 Ash Blossoms. Next, we're putting in an interesting tech. We have the Anari Fire. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card. Once per turn during your standby phase, after this face-up card on the field was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the grave, you can special summon it from your graveyard. Next, we have 1 Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. We have 1 Gigabyte. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 monster with 1500 attack, 200 defense from your deck except Gigabyte. We have 1/2 of the DPE package, Destiny Hero Celestial. We have 1 Ranryu. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the grave, you can target 1 monster with 1500 attack, 200 defense in your graveyard except Ranryu and special summon it. Seeing how all the Exosisters are spellcasters, this makes it so easy to get into your Xyz monsters later on. Before we get into details of the Exosister package, if you've never played the deck, the Exosisters work in pairs. The first pair being Ellis and Stella, the second pair being Irene and Sophia. Now all the Exosisters pretty much have the same base effect. If your opponent moves a card or cards out of either graveyard except during the damage step, you can special summon 1 Exosister Xyz monster using them as a face-up material for that card. So now let's get into the details. So we have Exosister Elise, we're running 3 of those. If you control an Exosister monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then if you control Exosister Stella, you gain 800 life points. We're running 3 Exosister Stella. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 Exosister monster from your hand. Then if you control Exosister Elise, you gain 800 life points. Next, we're running 2 Exosister Irene. You can place 1 Exosister card from your hand on the bottom of the deck, draw 1 card. Then if you control Exosister Sophia, you gain 800 life points. Next, we're running 3 Exosister Sophia. If you control an Exosister monster, you can draw 1 card, then if you control Exosister Irene, you gain 800 life points. Next, we're running the other half of the DPE engine, Destiny Hero Dasher. And then we have the usual common spells for any deck. We have 1 Raigeki, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn. We're running 2 Pot of Desires, banish 10 cards from the top of your deck, face down, draw 2 cards. We're running the Fusion Destiny to allow you to get into your DPE. Next, we're running 1 Exosister Carpe Diem. Neither player can target Exosister monsters you control with the effects of monsters that were special summoned from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Exosister Carpe Diem once per turn. If you Xe summon an Exosister monster, you can declare 1 card name, negate the activated effects, and effects on the field of cards with that original name until the end of this turn. When an attack is declared involving your Exosister monster, you can target 1 spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy it. Next, we're running 3 Exosister packs. During the main phase, pay 800 life points, add 1 Exosister card from your deck to your hand, except Exosister packs. Then, if you added a monster by this effect, you can special summon it if the other Exosister monster mentioned on it is on your field or in your graveyard. Next, we're running 2 Exosister Armament. Pay 800 life points, then target 1 Exosister monster you control, and special summon 1 Exosister Xyz monster from your extra deck with a different name than the cards you control, by using that target as material. You can only activate this card during your opponent's turn unless your opponent controls a monster special summoned from the graveyard. Next, we're running 2 Infinite Impermanence. Next, we're running 2 Exosister Vadis. Pay 800 life points, choose 1 Exosister monster from your deck, then take 1 other Exosister monster from your deck that is mentioned on that monster, and special summon both, but shuffle them into the deck during the end phase. Also, for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except Exosister monsters. So this is best played on your opponent's turn. For the extra deck, we have 1 Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, or DPE for short. Next we have number F0 Utopic Future. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, and neither player takes any battle damage from the attacks involving this card. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can take control of that opponent's monster until the end of the battle phase. If this face-up card on the field will be destroyed by a card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card instead. Next we have number F0 Utopic Draco Future. You can exceed summon this card by using number F0 Utopic Future you control as material, cannot be destroyed by battle, or card effect. Once per turn when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation, then if that monster is on the field, gain control of it. Next we have number 41 Boguska, the Terribly Tired Pair. Once per turn during your standby phase, detach 1 material from this card if you cannot destroy it. This attack position card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot target this attack position card with card effects. While this card is in face-up defense position, change all face-up monsters on the field to defense position. Also negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense position when that effect was activated. Next we're running 2 Exosister Michaelis. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summon from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Exosister Michaelis once per turn. If you control this card that was Xe summoned this turn by using an Exosister monster, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, or in their graveyard, banish it. You can detach 1 material from this card, add 1 Exosister spell or trap from the deck to your hand. Next we're running 2 Exosister Caspitels. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summon from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Exosister Caspitel once per turn. If this card is Exceed summoned using an Exosister monster as material, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard for the rest of the turn. You can detach 1 material from this card, add 1 Exosister monster from your deck to your hand. Next we're running 1 Exosister Jabreen. Cannot be destroyed by the activated effects of monsters special summoned from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Exosister Jabreen once per turn. If you control this card that was Xe summoned this turn by an Exosister monster as material, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. You can detach 1 material from this card. For the rest of the turn, all Exceeds monsters you control gain 800 attack. Next we're running 1 Exosister Asaphil. Cannot be destroyed by activated effects of monsters special summoned from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is Exceed summoned using an Exosister monster, neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard this turn. You can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand. And of course, if we're running all these Exceeds, we have to run Zeus. We have the 1 Predaplant Verte Anaconda to help get to DPE. Next we're running 1 Selene Queen of the Master Magicians. If this card is linked summoned, play spell counters on this card equal to the number of spells on the field and in the graveyard. While an Endymion card or cards is on the field, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. Once per turn during the main phase, you can remove 3 spell counters from your field and special summon 1 spellcaster monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. And to round it out, we have 1 access code Talker. There were 3 Exosister cards that were not introduced in the update with the other Exosisters. The first being the Exceed, Exosister Magnifica. The next being the Effect monster, Exosister Malfa. And the last being a trap, Exosister Litania. Having those 3 cards would complete the Exosister package and would help with the performance of the Exosisters, making them even better than what they are now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoy playing the Exosisters, let me know down below. If you have different tech that you like to use for the Exosisters, let me know. Let's talk about it. Until next time. Later.